Well, then do you remember when we got our first episode and we actually had to look at ourselves online because with our YouTube version and then hear your voice and both of us were like,
do I sound like that?
God.
Do I look like that? Oh my gosh. I haven't regretted anything. I mean, once it's out there, she's out there. So you can say you're authentic, but until you put something out there that not just one person heard, like anyone and their mother can go listen to it, it's a different kind of exposure.
Yes. And like friends, family, other people who kind of know you but don't know you.
Or kind of know the story or think they know who you're talking about. And then they're making all their own correlations. Definitely had people text us like, was that about me? I'm like, oh my gosh, no.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jen.
Hey, I'm Suzanne.
Today we are celebrating our 50th episode and the end of season 1. We are here at the beautiful Montage Resort in Laguna Beach. So we are being very fancy and celebrating our 50th episode because quite honestly, when we started this, we
did not think
we hoped we would be here, but 50 sounds like how have we had 50 episodes to talk about?
Well, and I think we're super excited. This is our first out of 50 that we've ever recorded in the same room.
This is true. And it just took us an hour to figure out how to do that because we're always in different states. So hopefully we're doing a good job. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can actually see us sitting next together. So for today's format, we're kind of changing it up. It's kind of the wrapping up of season 1. So we're going to first talk about the most asked listener questions. So both of us have been compiling all your questions and we're going to answer those. Then we're going to do a lightning round, a little fun, like, who's most likely to blah, blah, blah. And then we'll do that.
Some drama.
Yeah. Poking fun at each other. And then we're going to talk about what is next. What's next for us? What's next for the podcast? What's next for businesses, life, and all that. And then we're going to see you again in season 2.
So exciting.
So first up, we're talking about your most asked questions.
Drum roll, please.
Yes. So what is it like to record your first podcast?
Well, I think we knew nothing of what we were doing.
Yes.
Like if you've been listening at all, Jen basically called me one day and said, I'm really thinking we should do a podcast. And I was like, okay. And then from there, it was just like trying to figure it out and how do we do things. Mm-hmm. And then she's in Texas and I'm in California, but we figured it out and I was proud of us.
And I would say like specifically our first podcast, we have awesome producers and they taught us the concept of sacrificial pancakes, which everyone understands. That first pancake always kind of burns and you just throw it out. So what you don't know is that—
wait a minute. You guys always say this, you and Brienne, who's our podcast producer, I was like, everyone throws out the first pancake. I have never thrown out the first pancake.
How do you know the heat? And it's got to be perfect.
Like, who cares? Just eat the damn pancake.
No, I guess hers just sits at the bottom. Anywho, so what you don't know is well, first of all, we tried to do this all on our own, which was hilarious.
Dun, dun, dun.
And we recorded, I think, 2 episodes.
I think, yeah.
Yeah. And that was not going to work because Suzanne and I are not podcast producers of any type. And then we ended up hiring our podcast company, which they're amazing. And then they were like, hey, you need to do a few. And we were like, yeah, we did them. And she's like, yeah, no, you got to keep doing them. And then introduced So basically we recorded 10.
I think about 8 or 10. Yeah.
About 8 or 10 before you ever even heard one. Just testing out how we talked, what we sounded like, getting used to speaking about really vulnerable things.
Well, then do you remember when we got our first episode and we actually had to look at ourselves online because with our YouTube version and then hear your voice and both of us were like,
do I sound like that? God. Do I look like that? Oh my gosh. Anywho, so that was a very long answer to question number 1. How do you decide who tells the story each episode?
Well, so Jen and I decided that we would kind of just go back and forth. And I'm sure you've noticed that if you've been following for a while and you get the rhythm of the episode. But yeah, we just go back and forth with stories that we had or stories that were interesting to us. And then we just chat about it like we would in the car.
And we don't make a list or anything. Like Suzanne just decides what she's going to speak about. And then I find out the day of the recording. Like 10 minutes before.
Yep.
So that's why it sounds authentic, because it really is. Sometimes I know the story, sometimes I don't. And then vice versa. I just show up with something and she's like, oh, I didn't even know that happened this week.
And for sisters, you have someone who just likes to like wing it, and you have someone who likes to, in me, Suzanne, be very prepared. So it's definitely been a process for both of us, where I think we've definitely met in the middle
Yes.
much more than when we started.
And we've learned that even though we grew up in the same house, we are completely different when it comes to how we process information, prepare for things, literally complete opposites.
Yep.
So that's actually been a really cool kind of like random thing to learn about you.
Yep.
Yeah. Learning each other's strengths that like we had no idea because we've never worked together, even though we've known each other for, in my case, 50 years.
Yeah.
Let's see. Number 3, what do your kids think about your podcast? They don't listen.
Nope. And I think they're like, that's cool. You have a podcast. And that was about the extent of it.
Yeah. They know my mom has a podcast with her sister.
Well, and like, don't interrupt when mom's in the car podcasting, which sometimes they abide by and sometimes they don't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Who's more emotional? Who's more logical? Before we answer, just answer to yourselves, because I'm really curious if you get this right. Not really. I think it'll be, I am more emotional.
And Suzanne being more logical, me. Oh, what? And yet, I also think we have a lot of the other.
We totally flip. It just depends.
Yeah.
Yes. What episode was the hardest to record emotionally?
Ooh.
I think for me, anytime I was talking about parent stuff, because again, I was like, I don't want to be disrespectful. I love them very much. But like, people need to know the real, because everybody's going through this stuff. So I think that was maybe more hard than, I guess emotional could be anything. So for me, that was the most difficult because I was so worried about others.
Yeah.
And then the one that made me the most emotional is probably the aha moments I've shared with you about raising teens.
Yeah.
And just your own stuff that comes up and just like sharing with you all like the horrible things I thought and said about other kids, like just being the real of like, yep, probably think I'm a loser now, but I'm going to say it.
Well, but I think that's what I love about what we're doing is like we're authentic. But if I'm talking about emotional, like for someone, and I think we definitely lived a life where we try to keep everything looking nice from the outside. Like that's kind of how we grew up. And for me to like tell the world how much I basically burnt out and broke down and like had to build myself back up. That was, when I was constantly, depression or just those thoughts that are embarrassing to have to tell people. But that in particular story was hard for me.
Yeah.
It was emotional.
Or even like the first one, the 5 a.m., because it was like, do people think I'm this shallow?
Yes.
Like I remember you saying that before because that was our first episode.
That was, yeah.
And she was like, I sound really shallow.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, hopefully people have gotten to know us more over time. And I'm like, well,
that
if you
was her
don't...
fear. That's not how you all felt. Or at least I hope that's not how you all felt.
And, well, okay.
and then I guess this rolls into, have you ever regretted sharing something publicly? I haven't regretted anything. I mean, once it's out there, she's out there. So yeah, I would say it's made me have to grow and be really good with being authentic. Because you can say you're authentic, but until you put something out there that not just one person heard, like anyone and their mother can go listen to it, it's a different kind of exposure.
Yes. Yes. And like friends, family, other people who kind of know you but don't know you.
Or kind of know the story or think they know who you're talking about. And then they're making all their own correlations. And then that's a whole other thing. We've definitely had people text us like, was that about me? I'm like, oh my gosh, no.
Yeah. Well, and anyone we've ever spoken about, we've always gotten their permission. Like, even though we don't say their names, like if it's like, hey, I was going to talk about this, obviously I'm not going to say your name or your kid's name or anything like that.
Right.
I think for me, I haven't regretted putting anything out there. In fact, it's been the opposite because I know I've called you sometimes and I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I just like put that like out to the world.
Yes.
But it's almost been one of those things I feared so much that it's a good thing because it's like, Suzanne, it's out there.
Yeah,
like,
you're getting over the fear.
There you go.
We're working through our own issues, as 100%. You guys know.
So that takes us into, we're going to do a Sisters Most Likely edition, like that you see all the time on Instagram or TikTok or whatever.
We're so cool.
So we're just going to say, I'm going to say the sentence and then we'll say if it's who's more likely.
And please guess along in the car
Yeah.
because people feel like they have really gotten to know us.
Yeah. So the first one is, who's most likely to leave 47 items in an online cart? That would be Jennifer. We both agree.
Mm-hmm.
Who's most likely to cry during a commercial?
Me.
I feel like I might cry during commercials too.
But I always cry.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah. I cry at like the reels, like with like the Marines, people coming home,
I cry
military.
Over everything.
Okay,
I just well up over everything.
Okay. Who's most likely to pretend she's texting to avoid small talk? That'd be me.
That'd be Suzanne.
Who's most likely to say, I don't need anything at Target and then spend $200? I think that's both of us.
I was like,
I don't know who gets out of Target.
Yeah, or Costco.
Yeah, I mean,
you're like, you know what? I need a new patio set.
Yeah. Who's most likely to have a deep life epiphany in the shower? I think both of us.
Yeah, that's, as you know, our cry showers, our think showers. Our showers is our...
Well, and I feel like so many of our friends listening, like all the moms, like, that's our time, right? Mm-hmm. Who's most likely to give a TED Talk in the kitchen at 10 p.m.? Jen. Because I'd be asleep.
Facts.
Who's most likely to overpack for a weekend trip and still forget a bra?
That used to be me. Now I'm like pretty good.
I'm usually so busy packing for everyone else.
I was going to say, I feel like you forget major things
on
most vacations.
Like I almost forgot my bathing suit to come down to the beach and be at the pool for this trip. And I had no blame packing for anyone other than myself.
Yes.
Who's most likely to eat the kids' snacks and then gaslight them?
No.
I don't feel like that.
I think you definitely eat the kids' snacks, but not gaslight them.
I just feel like I had your snack.
Yes.
Who's most likely to buy a new planner when she's overwhelmed? Although my husband might say me.
I've had so many planners. I literally have planners for days.
I think because I'm an online planner.
You are, yeah.
So I don't like the physical
technology barf.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to write everything down.
Who's most likely to cancel plans and call it self-care?
That'd be her.
That'd be Suzanne. That's me. Who's most likely to give a heartfelt pep talk to the cashier? I think that's definitely me.
100%. Yep.
I'm always like, it's great. Thank you so much. Most likely to pack, this is the last one, most likely to pack 7 bathing suits for a 3-day trip. That'd be you.
I don't think I do that. I think for sure.
3 here, and we're here for like a day.
I have 2, one for each day.
Yeah,
yeah. But yes, in the olden days, I would have definitely, if I go to Cabo or somewhere, I have multiple.
Yeah, and I'd likely have 1, maybe 2 if we were getting crazy.
True. Okay. All right.
So that ends our most likely sister edition.
Please tell us how you did.
Yeah.
Or what most shocked you. This brings us to what's up next. What is next for our future? So one of the coolest things is analytics. And we get to see all the 50 episodes, which things you downloaded the most, which were the most popular episodes, which ones got shared the most. Like we can see all sorts of stuff. Also, we have all of your feedback, all of your interactions, all of your DMs, all of your personal texts if you know us. So we basically went through them all. And we realized that you guys specifically would like for us to talk about certain things. Not that you don't love all of it, but for me specifically, you like anytime I speak about how I have been building up my daughter with her confidence, her strength, her strong identity. All your questions are like, how do I do that? Where did you learn how to do that? Blah, blah, blah. And the other thing I get is, why do you only talk about your daughter? What about your son? Well, my son's a tween and we have our own stuff going on over there because tweens and teens, it's kind of the same concept. So I originally, as you all know, was a mother-daughter coach. And I have since, after listening to you guys, realized, you know what? Not that boys and girls are the same, but there's so much overlap and similarities when it comes to building up their confidence, their identity, their resilience, like their self-worth, all of that stuff that we all want for our kids, especially our teens and tweens and 20-year-olds, that I've just changed and now I'm a mom teen coach. So I'm helping moms, and my business has completely shifted. And now I'm moving forward with helping moms with their teens build confidence, resilience, self-worth, have conversations with them. What does that look like? What should you be focused on? How do you connect with them? How do you communicate with them? And everything I'm going to be doing is just going to be completely narrowed down to that, which is huge. And it's still generational healing, because if you can fix that, you literally have broken the cycle.
Yes. And I will be taking all of your courses and doing all the things.
We get excited.
I've got a teen and I've got a tween. So I'll be doing that. And then for me, so as I started this program or the podcast, I started the company called Sparked Mom. And it's for all of us moms that have lost ourselves along the way. And you've heard me talk about it time and time again in the podcast. And they tend to be very well downloaded about that question of, how do I find myself? Because let's be honest, motherhood was not meant to erase us. And yet it has in a lot of cases. And so part of my journey, like I talked about earlier, when I was burning out was, hey, how do I find my way back? And so what Sparked Mom is it's basically a roadmap that kind of starts with like, okay, just proof you're still in there. And then 2, then it gives you a system of like, how do I actually make this happen in my daily life without having to take a vacation or go to the spa? Hey, we're all about the spa, all about the vacations.
No shade there.
Yes, but I want you to live that life and find joy and peace and calm and reconnect with yourself so that you can be that confident, alive person that we were before kids. Or even if you weren't that before kids, you can become that person. Because who doesn't want to feel that way? And in the truth, and what I've lived is, it totally spreads to your family. Like my kids see me differently. My partner sees me differently. You know, my husband and I do more things and fun things, and it's just lighter in my household in general. So that's what Sparks Mom's bringing you. So please come find us. I'm so excited. And yes, and then we can go into season 2.
Yes. So season 2, we are still working on. Early next year, we'll be back. We're going to really focus in on our businesses and then kind of decide what kind of content we're going to be engaging with you guys, asking you questions. So please follow us on Instagram, because we're asking all the polls. We want to know what you want to talk about. And then from our own businesses and own clients, moms, because we both have moms, we will find out what you guys want to learn more about. And that's what we're going to focus on. And we're going to bring in guests that we think would help you. Like, it's just going to be a whole, not same vibe, but just a little more elevated.
Well, and I was going to say, I think too, like, you'll still get to be a fly on the wall. Because I think the number one thing that we have heard from our listeners is, I feel like I'm a fly on the wall in your guys' podcast. And that's how we want to keep it. Like, we still want to keep it fun. We're still going to be vulnerable. It's still going to be storytelling and things that hopefully resonate with you, with like a takeaway, all of that. So all of that's going to stay the same. So we just want you to know, we're just going to get more focused and give you what you want. And we so appreciate all your feedback, downloading our podcast. To be honest, we had no idea what this was going to look like when we started. And we're thrilled with how far we've come and the listeners and the sisterhood that we've created. So thank you guys so much for coming along with the ride with us.
Yes, thank you. And still, please go back and listen. Season 1's not going anywhere. If you have friends, the best thing you can do to help the show and to help us is to share it with other moms, because 9 times out of 10, they're going through it. The other one, they're just not admitting they are. We all know that. There's no judgment, but 9 out of 10 get something from this. So we really appreciate it. And we're really excited for season 2.
Woo! Well, that's it for today.
We hope you discovered something in yourself in season 1.
Yes. See you back here for season 2.
Woohoo!
Same place, same sisterhood.
Bye.